What's going on, people? Today is a good day. It is a good day to be a Man United fan. It could get better as the days progress once everything is officially confirmed. But as we hear it, and these are from esteemed sources, that Manchester United have finally put an official bid that meets Sporting Lisbon's demands for Bruno Fernandes. Here we go. Yes, guys, Man United have finally pulled their finger out. Ed Woodward has pulled his finger out and looks on the brink of getting this deal done. Of course, we know until he has on, this famous crest, or is at least holding it in a picture on the Man United website, it's never done. We've been here, seen it before with our club and others. But everything tonight points towards this being done within the next few days. Bruno Fernandes, a player that Man United were in for in the summer, as much as they, I guess, spoke about not being in for him. The fact that we're gone in for him in the way we have, we really put all our eggs into this basket this January, tells me if we didn't put an official bid in the summer, which I don't think we did, we were definitely in talks about a fee. Couldn't agree that for whatever reason. I mean, the main one is because Ed Woodward doesn't have a clue what he's doing. And the Glazers are have hamstrung this club. But we've gone back in for him in January. I guess needs must, especially with so much injuries in the midfield position. I do wonder if we didn't have injuries to Pogba and McTominay, would we be going in for him in the way we have? Because Sport has been playing hardball. And I think they've been playing hardball to the surprise of Man United and Ed Woodward, because we know that Sporting need money. So we thought we could, get a good deal. You might say short change, but get a good deal. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with trying to get the best deal for the club. But in the position that we're in, and the urgency and desperate nature of us needing this signing, I feel if we have to pay an extra 5 million, 10 million on top of what we wanted to get the deal done on the 1st of January, you pay that. For me, you pay that. Now, we haven't had it for the 1st of January. We've dropped points this month. Arsenal, Liverpool, Burnley, from a position of somewhat strength after December, going into the, or you say momentum, you might say, going into the January, the month of January. We kind of given that back to Chelsea. I think they got, is it a six point lead at the top of the, the top of the table in the race for 4th place, and we're kind of giving that back to them. But somehow, we're hoping that we can wrestle that initiative back, or at least put it into our favour with this sign of Bruno Fernandes. And I'm not going to say anything else, because realistically, one signing is more than I could even really expect from the likes of Ed Woodward, even though I hope for much more. But in terms of the Bruno Fernandes deal, it's looking, the fee that's been proposed, which we've officially sent, is 55 million euros. Up front, 55 million euros, which is about 46, 47 million pounds, plus 10 million in add-ons. Actually, what? 55 million plus 25 million in add-ons, euros. So overall, the deal comes to 80 million euros, which is 68 million pounds, which is pretty much what Sporting wanted. They wanted around 60 to 65, so 68 million pounds, the total deal. And it's broken down, 55 million euros up front, 10 million euros in, you might say, achievable add-ons. So 5 million of that is based on appearances for Man United next season, and 5 million if we qualify for the Champions League. I'm not sure if the 5 million euros for the Champions League is for this season or next season. I mean, if it's for this season, it's 5 million extra well spent, because we're going to earn much more of that in the Champions League, and puts us in a much better position to challenge for more better players in the summer. and a further 15 million in what Sporting considered to be unachievable add-ons, which we were kind of proposing initially as the bulk of the add-on, all of the add-ons even. So those include winning the Ballon d'Or and Manchester United winning the Champions League, I believe it is. So I guess those are not unachievable, they're very improbable. Bruno Fernandes is, I mean, he's a very good player, but a Ballon d'Or winner, future Ballon d'Or winner at Manchester United in our current state, yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that. But I mean, I tell you, if we were to end up paying the full 80 million euros, it means the transfer's been brilliant. It means it has worked out. So I'm happy to pay that if it means he's ended up winning the Ballon d'Or, because it means he's had a brilliant calendar year, and we win the Champions League. Yeah, that's an extra 15 million, and you know, you're happy to pay that to Sporting. But I think realistically it's going to be more around, you know, I'm not sure how long those clauses last, because we may win the Champions League at some point with Bruno Fernandes here. He's, what, 25, 26 years old. But realistically, it's 65 million euros we will end up paying Sporting over the next, you know, 18 months or so. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I mean, it's a position we need to strengthen in, and it's one that it looks to be finally settled. I saw someone tweet saying, a journalist, this being a victory for Ed Woodward. And as I mentioned, I think the fact that it took so long when we knew we needed this months ago. From when the season started, we knew we were lacking in the midfield area. The fact that we've taken so long to do it and we've dropped points in the process of all of this, I'm not sure you can call it a win for Ed Woodward. Now, long term it might be. Because we were willing to negotiate so hard and kind of, I won't say meet Sporting in the middle, but bring the base fee down lower than what Sporting wanted. But obviously we've put that into the add-ons, which is you know, it will be based on how successful he is at Manchester United. It puts Ed Woodward and Man United in a better position, not a great position, because results, I guess, will determine that, and finances. But it puts us in a better position when it comes to negotiating players in the summer, because for example, we paid 65 million up front for Bruno Fernandes, 80 million euros. In the summer, when we want, let's say, a Maddison, a Grealish, a Sancho, people, even though they have their own value, everyone's transfer across Europe has an impact on everyone, on others. So they'll say, well, Bruno Fernandes is worth 80 million euros, therefore my player is worth that. That's the problem. So when you negotiate a fee that you're more acceptable with, comfortable with, you hope that going forward in the next 6 months in the summer, that those fees will reflect something that's closer to your valuation than an extraordinary amount that we may have ended up paying. But the way I look at it, yes, in the long term it could benefit Man United. In the short term, arguably it's cost us, just say 6 points, arguably. 4 points, probably more realistic. Possibly a place in the League Cup final. You know, these are all hypothetical. The results could have all been the same with or without Bruno Fernandes. Maybe if we did this deal earlier, again, it's probably wishful thinking, there could have been other targets that we looked at. We've been looking at strikers. Erling Haaland is the most obvious one. There's been talk of Igalo, Slimani, Piatek. There's been talk of a few. Cavani. Maybe other deals could have got done. But we put all our eggs into this one basket and really dragged it out to the end. And I wondered at one point, if it does get done, when it gets done, I'm not going to lose the enthusiasm of it. No, I'm not. Because when I saw the news today, and it's not even confirmed yet, it's not fully done. You know, personal team terms have been agreed. Well, it's been on the table. There's a 4-year deal plus an option for an extra one. It's on the table. for him, but I don't think personal terms will be an issue. Of course, we've been in contact with the agent prior to this official bid going in. When that is officially done, I'm going to be happy because it's a new player at Manchester United, a new player for me to get excited about, one that has qualities that he can bring to Man United in multiple positions, but in a key area, in that number 10 position, which we've been lacking for a very, very long time. And it's so important because, yeah, we strengthened the defence in the summer. We didn't strengthen the midfield at all. We actually weakened the midfield by losing Herrera and Fellaini. And then we've lost two of our big better players this year, argue our best player as well, in Paul Pogba and McTominay. And we're really having to make do. Lingard, Pereira, who clearly aren't good enough for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes is a big step up. Now, of course, coming from Portugal, coming from abroad, new league, coming to a new team, it's not going to be straightforward. I'm not going to say, yes, I expect him to hit the ground running, assist after assist. But even with the adaptation that it's going to take coming to the Premier League, I still expect him to do better than Pereira and Lingard. And to be honest, it doesn't take much because they've both been absolutely terrible this season. So for me, once it's at least confirmed, and I'm, now I'm, 99% confident that it will get done based on the reports of, I would say, trustworthy journalists, not just the clickbait kind of journalism that we saw today from the Manchester Evening News. I can't remember the guy's name, from Genk, the defensive midfielder, who they said, yes, he's at Man United for medical, and they found out he was actually a 15-year-old reserve goalkeeper. So, it's not a case of we want to get this, this news out before anyone else. It's about verifying, is this news correct? All right, let's go to print. Let's publish it. So I trust it. I trust that this deal is on the brink of being done, unless somehow Sporting have found extra money from elsewhere. Bruno Fernandes has an ultimate U-turn, change of heart. I think it's going to be done. Now, of course, we heard earlier that Barcelona were in for him. They wanted to do a deal that Bruno Fernandes will come to them in the summer, and they will loan him to Valencia for a year. As a part of that deal, or that agreement with Valencia, they can get Rodrigo. They can sign Rodrigo from them because this winter, because they need to replace Suarez. Maybe that was the kick up the backside that Ed Woodward needed. Maybe he saw that and said, you know what, we need to get this done. We need to get this done right now. We're going to end up missing out on this player. And he's not stupid to know the unrest that's going on at Manchester United with the fans. In the grounds, on social media, there's unrest. There's anger at the way that the club is being run, the way that Solskjaer hasn't been backed, the way we're unable to get deals over the line. And if we were to miss out on Bruno Fernandes, and not just miss out in terms of not signing him, that's one thing. But for Barca to come in and swoop him at the 19th hour, that would have been chaos. Right then, Edward might as well just write up his own P45 at that point, because that would be completely unforgivable. You scout and you try and get a player for 6 months, and you still end up losing because you're penny pinching on a few million here and there. And I say Ed Woodward, of course it's him, and it's also the Glazers in that respect. But it looks like it's going to be done. It's going to be done. So, of course, when it is done, I can speak about it in a bit more detail. But as it is tonight, we have officially submitted a £55 million euro bid for Bruno Fernandes, plus 25 million euros in add-ons, 10 of which are very achievable and 15 a bit more improbable, but of course not impossible. We'll see. We'll see. Still a few days for Woodward and Co to mess it up, but still a few days for Woodward and Co to add to it. We are not fixed by no means. This signing is just one small step towards where we need to get back to. We've got a lot more to go. Guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you soon.